Welcome back, everyone. So today we're going to be fragging this rainbow Acan. Let me see. I got a new flashlight. Let's see if this helps with the little bit. Well, I'll have a video in the thumbnail at least, or a photo. But we're going to be fragging this rainbow Acan. Acans are actually, I'll say, not the easiest, but one of the easiest ones to frag. Let's just try get them to close up all the way. I don't want to cut through another polyp, if anything. The reason I'm doing this is because if you can see, let's try get a good angle. So there's like a little line right here between each head. I'm trying to see all the different lines so I can make a good estimate of where I'll be cutting at. I'm going to try cut this colony in half, so we're not going to do anything too crazy. Let's see. Yeah, sometimes for me with a lot of corals, I'll just gently tap them to close. I usually do this a lot with gonnies because, to be honest, if the gonnies are closed up, it's way easier and probably healthier for the coral than cutting through a healthy polyp. But now that this is all closed, I think I'm going to follow this line right here and cut straight across. Let's make sure this is all good. I like to avoid cutting any heads on accident. I'm just trying to plan out where I'm gonna go. And then let's get started. Oh, forgot to turn on the saw. Let's get this plugged in. Don't forget your glasses. Protect your eyes. Or if you have a face helmet, I guess that would be better too, in case something really goes wrong. But hopefully you shouldn't. So I'm not sure if you can hear this on your end, but with these bigger colonies, especially acans, you want to take your time. You don't want to rush through it, or else you're going to hit something and then it's going to be over. Especially if you're cutting smaller frags. And we made it. Woo! Let me just wash this off real quick. So one cool thing I like to look at these is where is the camera? So you could see where like the Acan kind of grew over. So like this was the original plate, I guess it was from. And then you could see where the original head was. That was probably this big guy. And then it just slowly grew over on the sides. And then they got replated on this big one. Well, that's pretty cool. I like to look at corals sometimes like that, see how it grew. So I'm planning to keep one side and then cut the other into frags, because I have been getting a lot of requests for this specific one. Let me see which one looks safer. I think I'm gonna go with cutting this one, just because it's more lines are spread out, and I think I can save as many heads as possible. As for this one, I'll probably just end up cutting like the extra plate just to clean it up, and then I'll just glue it to a new one. That should work. First step, let's remove it from its base. An old little plate. And now just following the lines, I'm gonna try get some singles and doubles for people. See, this one's a good single because it's like right at the edge. There we go. And then it's a little ugly on the bottom, so we're just gonna, oh, little amphipod. Put you back in the water. We're just gonna try flatten out the bottom so it's easier to glue. There we go. Dust off the frag. Put them in some new water. And then let's keep on going. One thing I do want to mention is if you're not comfortable being around a saw or you don't have prior experience, I would not attempt this on your own. For the first time, if you were, I would at least try not to put your fingers too close and then try not to curve it too much. How I'm doing it is I'm slowly letting it go. You don't want to force it through the saw because then that's not only going to break your blade, but that's also going to mess up the coral. You just want to let it guide right through. So this one I definitely, where is the camera? This one, if you can see one here and one here, I could try go for another slice, but this is like a newer polyp. So this one's probably providing all the energy. So if I end up cutting it, this one might lose. So I'll end up just leaving it as like a double. Little double. And this one's a little, the heads are too close, and then they'll really look a little ugly if I try cutting it. So I'm gonna just leave it as a big chunk. And I think it's pretty flat. No, let's cut it up a little more. There we go. Now fit perfect on a frag plug. Got that out the way. Now it's time to clean up this guy. So this is some of my old heads that got shaded out and dyed. So we're gonna look to see how this is gonna work. I think it'll look good flat like that. So I'll probably end up cutting off this whole area. Little bristleworm. Movie to the side. Was hiding right in the little Acan. Alright, continuing. That should look pretty good. I think that's how it's gonna go, or maybe like that. Yeah, we'll do it that way. And there we go. Should fit perfect. Put that to the side. And then I'm gonna let them sit in a little iodine dip, just like 32 ounces of water with some like 3 to 5 drops of this. And I'll be back. All right, back in action. Okay, so they finished their little host frag dip. Now we're gonna go on and start gluing these to their plug. Now, since these are some of them are very small heads or polyps, I would be very gentle on the glue, since if it does fall over and it hits the polyp, that's gonna be a little bad. So just fragging acans in general, it's really just following the lines. I think that's the same thing with, what is it, Enconadas too? I think I'm saying that word right, Enconadas. I think Lobos follow that same procedure, where you just follow the little lines they give you, which is pretty cool. I mean, it probably wasn't nature's intention, but yeah. So usually these, well, yeah, newly fragged acans take about, say, like 1 to 2 weeks before they really start opening. Some sooner, just depending on where they were cut. Like, if I cut super close to the skeleton, which on some of them I had to, it would take a little longer for them to open up all the way. But if it's something where I barely went even near the polyp, it should open up pretty quick. I have another rainbow acan we had, what was it? It was like the line was like really thick in between, and so I just cut right between there and it opened up same day, so it's pretty cool. So we finished the video off with 9 frags and a little chunk for a mother colony. Thank you for watching and have a great day. Happy reefing.